to that. And so our final topics of the night to cover, because it's very important, we do news and amuse. You know, we didn't really need to talk too much about the billionaire dick measuring space race because that's what it is. No more, no less. This is a vanity project for rich idiots to basically chase a quasi, plan, a project, or whatever you want to call it. But, Richard Branson being the first billionaire to do some, straight up in the air space trip that cost $200 million.
Soy sauce.
And then the next thing you know, he ultimately ends up getting a 500 million stock sale for Virgin. This is a scam.
Oh.
How do you guys not see?
They're just shifting money around from back and forth to each other.
Like, do they not
even real?
Do people not see the scam that's being run on them at this point?
No.
Like, do they not get it? It's so clear as day.
This actually could have been part of the Oligarchy Chronicles. Like, this could be part of that. It's so ridiculous. And I don't usually throw him in with them only because he's not an American oligarch.
No, and it's not just that. I mean, look, Branson does some good stuff. I'm not going to completely dismiss him in the way that I would dismiss a guy like Bezos, or even to a less. Well, obviously Zuckerberg, and to a lesser extent Musk, but ultimately these guys they have nothing else to do. This is they've got more money than you could possibly know what to do with, 1,000,000 times over. And they have no interest in helping people. They help people through, again, it's like when people help with charity. A lot of rich people like to help with charity because it doesn't require them to actually give up any of their power.
No,
with charity, it's
it's also a matter of they get a tax write-off for a lot and have to give up a lot less money than if they actually just paid their taxes.
Most conservatives has always been he's always been very adamant about charity being the answer, not actual government infrastructure. It's like, if I want to donate money, I'll give it to charity. That's their attitude. It's a shame, but that's how a lot of them think. And so this whole thing about flying into space is just further proof, and this will swing into our third story because it is obviously very relevant. And this is from, I believe it's from The Atlantic. Full-time minimum wage workers can't afford rent anywhere in the U.S.
And look, we knew this. It's like, it's just now seeing it officially in writing, like in an official report, that there is no place in this country where somebody is affording to live on minimum wage. No place.
If you don't have,
I thought maybe in the middle of America there might have been places.
Well, you're heading to you're getting to the point now where even if they did, and again, there's just this prolonging of never raising the minimum wage. Like, they avoid raising it at any cost. And I'm just thinking, at what point do we stop chasing the minimum wage and really make a full press for a living wage? Because that's what you need. You need a living wage. Because having a minimum wage of $15 an hour might work in some of the smaller cities and more rural states, but $15 an hour is not getting you anywhere in Miami, even Fort Lauderdale,
and Orlando. Now apparently nowhere.
No,
where is that getting? Look,
and you wonder why so many people are not going back to work.
Yeah,
there's no surprise there. Why would you want to work for this?
And it's not because they're lazy. It's because they actually want to live a life with dignity and respect.
I don't blame them.
I don't either. But to think that there is nowhere in this country that somebody can afford to live on minimum wage. It's just not possible. And the fact that we're still having this discussion is just ludicrous to me.
This is part of the reason why we're very strong advocates, not just for living wage, but also for UBI and the federal jobs guarantee, specifically modern monetary theory. At some point, people just need to take their power back because it's not going to be given to them. You're literally going to have to rip it from their cold, dead hands. That's the only other way that's going to happen. And speaking of cold, dead hands, Jen's favorite congressperson broke up a very violent fist fight that apparently.
Why would you equate her to cold dead hands? First of all, I do love Katie Porter. She could give a master class in like cross-examination. I just think she's brilliant. But anyway,
She's
Go
just
ahead.
the type of representative who really is in it for the right reasons. She
Yeah.
flies under the radar. She doesn't chase the spotlight like other representatives, unfortunately, like to do, good and bad.
She doesn't grandstand, and she
No.
really, and when she comes with questions, it's well thought, well prepared, well researched, and very like relevant.
Honestly,
she
if you
doesn't
look
do
at
anything
if
otherwise.
you look at her record top to bottom and the way that she appeals to, you know, a voting spectrum, she might be the most popular representative in the country if you get right down to it. You know, she represents a +3R district in Southern California.
And she's a progressive blue.
Progressive, non-corporate blue.
Yeah.
Supports all the right policies. Was one of the first congressional representatives to endorse Nina Turner.
She's just great.
She's just great. There's really no other way to put it. And the fact that when you hear this story about a fist fight breaking out at her town hall, and she rushes over to protect an elderly person from getting hit, it's like, how many representatives are really going to do something like that?
No, Debbie's too busy sending the Capitol Police after Medea for assaulting her.
Yeah, for real.
And you've got Katie Porter like jumping into the middle of like a MAGA melee.
I get real Bernie vibes from Katie because, you know, you've seen many instances when he was running for president, especially the first time. I remember this one person who was at one of his rallies had like collapsed on stage, and his instinct was to run over and just try to help them. And what makes it so shocking is that that's not common. What he did is not common.
Right. Like that made news. And I remember even at the time thinking, why is this news?
You heard the thud. You heard the thud of the person hitting the ground, and Bernie was like, oh no, I got to go over and help them.
Right.
And
that made news, which to Bernie was probably like, how is this newsworthy? Because it's not. It shouldn't be newsworthy.
No, but what is newsworthy is
that was glorious, Christina. That was glorious. Check out her again with the pharmaceutical guy. I forget his name. It was also brilliant.
Well, she's got 0 F's to give, and she is as good a representative. And again, what also makes her so badass is that she's technically in a swing district. She could be one of those people that thinks that, well, maybe I should play this a little closer to the chest. Maybe I should. She doesn't give a damn.
And here's the thing.
Goes with it.
She doesn't need the job. She doesn't need the money. No. But what's so great about it is, and she's also exceptionally legally bright. And normally I don't think that like, not that that's like a thing that people have to have, but when you're questioning some of these people and you also have those credentials, it's like a double. Like it's like they have nowhere to go with her. They can't say, oh, well, you're just a bartender. You know, which not that would matter, but like they have nowhere to go with her. And
she's really got it all figured out. And like I said, you get very strong Bernie vibes from her. And of course, you know, there's been a lot said in regards to Bernie and, you know, just how effective has he really been as the budget, you know, committee chair. And it's obviously one of the most important positions on Capitol Hill.
Yep.
I think Bernie really made a legacy level impact with what now appears to be hearing, dental, and vision being included in Medicare. And it is no small victory. It is a major victory.
Yes.
It is one of the reasons why we have things like Medicare Part A and Part B. We don't need that. We need Medicare for all, or at the very least, especially people who are over the age of 65. And you think about cataracts and hearing loss and vision loss, needing corrective lenses, and
your teeth affect your health. Okay,
hell yes, they
it's
do.
Ridiculous that we don't think that. Where are we with the age reduction in Medicare eligibility? I thought they were talking about that too.
Let's see what he has to say.
Okay, bring him on.
Oh God, it's been one of those crazy days. I just been through session. It's been really intense. But Jen, let me tell you, we are really getting somewhere here. Hearing, dental, and vision. And that is all going to be included in Medicare going forward.
Very important.
All of my fellow seniors are now going to be covered for 3 very important parts of healthcare. Can't be denied. Very important. I think it's a big victory. What do you think?
And I do, but what about lowering the age to 60?
Well, look, we obviously want to lower the age to 60, but what's very important here to understand is that lowering the age to 60, while that would be a great thing, is also something that is going to hurt the American people, because now the insurance companies are going to have all the reason to jack up their rates, because most of the people that they're trying to protect right now, ages 60 to 65, they tend to be the ones that cost the most. But as far as I'm concerned, healthcare is a human right. Everyone needs to have it. And we are going to not only lower the healthcare age to 60, we're going to lower it to 55, then to 50, and 45, and so on until we get to 0.
And we're also coming up on the other end, because we need to be having 0 to 5. Everybody 0 to 5 needs to be covered.
Well, 0 to 5 is very important. And one of the things that was just passed by my good friend Joe, and this is very, very important, is the child tax credit. That means that the average family in this country, the average working family, will get $7,000 a year for their child to avoid being in poverty. We are the only major country on earth that doesn't have universal child care. And we need to have that. And this is a big step. And don't think that my friend Joe, as I like to say, didn't listen to me when it came to this issue. He absolutely did. And I thank him for that. And we are on our way to eventually getting all children covered without the need for just a little bit of money, but $7,000.
Yeah.
That really adds up. It makes a tremendous impact on people's lives, and we're going to do even more.
I think you froze.
No, I'm waiting for you to say something.
What do you want me to say? You know what I was just thinking actually is that I really like you as Bernie, because you're so much nicer to me as Bernie. And it's like kind of cool. It's like very nice and chill and soft. And then when you come back, it's like not. So I don't know. I kind of like you. Maybe you could stay like this.
Well, look, the other guy who's here, I'm sorry if he's not nice to you, but he just doesn't have any patience. A lot of people don't have patience, and I'm trying to get people to understand that a lot of these changes, we want them to all happen right at once, but they do take time. But the good news is we are moving in the right direction, and that is the most important thing. We are definitely moving in the right direction. We are going to make universal health care the law of the land. It's going to take some time, but getting hearing, dental, and vision, that's a big step in the right direction. And I just wanted to let everybody know that, and I wanted to let everybody know that the child tax credit is also a huge deal, and we're very grateful for my good friend Joe for doing the right thing. So with that.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.